Alright, what's happening, guys? I'm gonna make a little bit different video today, and then I'll kind of bring it around to, what I got going on this side of the garage. But usually, been battling a cold for it seems like an eternity. So this side of the garage, I kind of just do oil changes. My wife parks her car in here. It's the winter time in Colorado, so she needs to have it parked in here. I kind of just have this this shelf kind of here is kind of cleaning supplies, and then I have more that I keep in the basement that I don't really want to get cold. Okay, my bad about that. So what I'm gonna do, and I already kind of started to do it, but I thought it'd be pretty cool to just kind of show you guys what it is I'm doing. And I washed this last night, so it's relatively clean. It was a pretty quick job that I did, and then I brought it back and kicked the heater on and kind of just let it dry. But so last night when I washed it, I wasn't able to get some of these. I'm sure you can kind of see just where this I started to use this ice, and it's really good for white cars. So I use that on my white vehicle, and then on my wife's car, I use this jet black spray detailer just because it kind of has like these. It's kind of got these, like, I don't know, when you spray it, it kind of has these little particles of like little black things. I'm not sure what it is, and it really does a good job of bringing out the shine on the black car, and then the ice does a really good job of it seems like it works particularly well on white vehicles, but but yeah, it wasn't really cutting the mustard on some of this heavier stuff, some of these bigger bug guts and bird poop or whatever it is. So I'm gonna switch to this cleaner wax, and this is just a small thing in cleaner wax because I don't have to use it very often. Most of the time I keep a good enough layer of wax on the vehicle to where I don't really need to go too far with the cleaner wax. Most of the time just a good hand wash will take most of it off, but I'm not going to hand wash the vehicle when it's like 6 degrees outside. So yeah, I'm going to use the cleaner wax and then kind of show you how I'm doing that. So what I'm doing is I'm just applying it to a where'd my rag go? To this kind of, it's kind of a rougher rag. It's not like your microfiber ones that I'm gonna come back over with after the fact. And then this is gonna be good for just about anything. So but this rougher rag seems to work for me really well when I need to take off shit that's kind of stuck on there a little bit heavier. So what I'm gonna do is and I kind of just jacked the car up for convenience, and I also have kind of been contemplating putting new wheels and tires on it, and that was something that I was going to attempt to do today. Yeah, so just something like that, maybe the size of a fingernail, thumbnail, whatever. You find a good. Yeah, my son likes to put all my lug nuts in the bottom of that damn rolly cart. It makes it a little bit louder than what I like it. See, I'm just gonna kind of start over here. Just kind of do some small circles. Sorry, get in there and Sorry I don't have my GoPro today. It's actually set up and ready to go. I just started doing this, so went ahead and yeah, something like that. So it's kind of cold because it's been out in the garage. Yeah, just kind of do some small circles and kind of see some of the areas that maybe need to spend a little bit more time on. Some of these aren't coming out because they're not bug guts, they're rock chips or whatever. I drive this vehicle probably, I don't know, 50 or 60 miles per day. So, you know, that tends to be, and it's mostly highway. Speed limit 75 out here between my house and Denver. So, yeah, everything's moving pretty good, so you end up smacking a bug at 85 miles an hour. It's not real good for your paint. And previously, before I actually had my bumper repainted, I had a clear brawl that went probably, you know, back to here, probably to the back of this headlight, and then across all the way. And it kept all of that, and that's why the chrome looks pretty decent, because the car has about 65,000 miles on it, and the paint still looks pretty good. I don't know if I'm doing a very good job of capturing that, but yeah, you can kind of see on camera. You can actually see on camera better than you can the naked eye what that looks like. I'll just put a little bit right here. These are headlight washers, so in case you were wondering why there was just a random bubble there. I'm not sure what the point is. I guess it just sprays like washer fluid onto the headlight, and I guess that cleans it. I don't know how, but yeah, so these are rock chips. They're not going to come out. I'll tell you what, that garage does a good job of keeping it pretty toasty in here. My wife made me a 8-bomb garage long sleeve shirt. I hadn't ordered any of those, but she, you know, obviously we have the rights to this emblem or decal or whatever, and yeah, she made me one for Christmas, and it's freaking warm, because I think that heater is meant for a garage that's a little bit bigger than this, but I'm not complaining. It does a good job. It's better than being freezing. So we'll take this, you know, clean microfiber towel. You can kind of, I don't know if you can hear that. That's not really what you want to hear. You know, those are all rock chips and that kind of thing. You don't actually, you know, you don't want to hear anything. So the fact that you can hear the rag running over the paint is actually a bad thing. So finish this last bottom piece up, and that just kind of gets the bug guts off. You know, it's not going to be good as new because it hasn't been painted, but it's better than it was, and You know, there's no need to do the whole thing, so I'll probably ice the rest of the car. And ice, like I said, is that spray detailer. And then that'll be good. I'll put it outside and I'll bring my wife's Jeep back in. So that's that. As for this thing, I am tearing down the engine on this, and then I'm going to send it off to the machine shop. It would be probably cheaper to just order, if it were an iron block, I could probably just order a new. Shit. It's fucking hot out here. Yeah, I could probably just order a new iron block from Summit or Jags for what it would cost me to have this one machined, but it being aluminum, it's not. So, so yeah, I don't mean to ramble on too long, but you know, the red car, the Nissan, the Boss 240 is still here. The engine's still in it. I don't know if you can see how much of the underneath, but the starter's hanging out of it because I needed to gain access to the crank sensor to pull the harness out of it. Hopefully I can get the harness back and get it installed and get it rotated, get it firing, because you know, I've been pulling my hair on that single issue for too long. If that doesn't work, I'll probably just end up tossing out the window. I'll probably just toss the idea of making it 100%, you know, turnkey build. And I don't know if how many of you guys have seen the build that I can't, maybe Motor Trend or maybe Motor Week did a 240 build where they put an LS3 crate engine and T56 into a 240, and it didn't really go into detail on how they wired it, but basically it's turnkey. The only thing they used is I think it's called an IQ3. It's like a full digital dash, data logger, race, gauge cluster basically, and I would love to have that. If I could throw another $1,500 at this thing, that would be cool. But the purse strings have been pulled closed on this, so I either need to start selling some of the stuff that I have extra, which I've been saying that for a long time, which is kind of the plan with this engine. So so yeah, that's the plan with that. Or I don't even know if I said what the plan was. My bad. Yeah, if I can't make it turnkey and make, you know, the stock ignition, stock gauge cluster and all that stuff work, it's just going to be switches and push button start, because I'm over it, you know. I need to go do some peels in this thing. I need to get it out on the road. I need to allow it to see some sunlight, because it's sitting in the garage does me no good, does nobody any good. So it actually, you know, makes me less motivated to work on it because the progress is kind of halted. So so yeah, that's the update on it. Everything's still on it. Everything's still together. Haven't taken anything off. Only thing that I do have off is the passenger side header, and that's just to make it easier for me to gain access to the passenger side and the wiring harness that gets plugged in on that side. But everything's still here. I had thought about maybe just starting buffing and going through all that. I'm sure you can see the grittiness of the paint. It just needs buffed, and this thing will pop just fine. So yeah, there's that. And hopefully you take something away from using the cleaner wax and a little bit rougher towel, clean towel, to get the bug guts off the front of the car. Not really one of my normal videos, but I haven't posted in a while, and I kind of just want to prove that I'm still alive and still active and still kind of doing stuff. This thing is kind of on halt right now, like I had said, and then the GTO sitting pretty much right outside the garage door. We're gonna hopefully work on it next weekend, and hopefully we can get it buttoned up and out of my driveway. Appreciate it, guys. See ya.